So next up is the IoT Dragon's Den panel. It's basically a panel that brings together top IoT concepts from universities across Jordan, where the audience have the chance to vote on the best IoT concept. Allow me to welcome to the stage our moderator, Ms. Mais Daoud, Director of the ICT Sector Component at the USAID Jordan Competitiveness Program, and Mr. Ralph. Okay, and Mr. Ralph Saib.
Good afternoon. And I think we're missing also our entrepreneurs. We need to call the representatives of our entrepreneurs to come on board, please. So we're calling Mr. Nasser Badareen, representative of Smart Lifeguard, and we're calling the Smart House representative, Dr. Nijad Najdawi, and the Smart Irrigation System, represented by Azzuddin and Nadine, and of course the Climate Control System with Rand Hidayah. Yeah. Yes, please. The team's representatives to be seated, please. Yes. Okay, good afternoon. We're ready to start, and thank you very much for the opportunity again, and thank you for staying that late after lunch and to attend us today. This is supposed to be, hopefully, probably the closing panel, as I understood. Hopefully it will not be very rigid. It's going to be very interactive. This is a very hands-on showcase to actually represent a lot of the trends and the things that we've talked about in relation to IoT, and see how can it become reality in the eyes of our youth and innovators. Again, I am Mais Daoud from the Jordan Competitiveness Program funded by the USAID, and I'm happy to be with you. Allow me just to give you a bit of a background about this creative title of the panel that was actually introduced by our creative organizers. So Dragon's Den, if you're not aware, this is actually goes back to a very original television series that started back in the UK that allows entrepreneurs actually in different domains to pitch their ideas and their products in front of a number of investors of course, for financial support and against certain equity. Today, we're tweaking a bit that TV show, and we're having you to be the dragons today in the room. We want you to be the judges on these projects, the nice judges, hopefully, to give and encourage our innovators and our youth about their ideas and how they were able to utilize technology to actually bring something and resolve a certain issue that can bring value to the community and to the economy. Again, allow me to introduce and welcome everyone on board. And I'll give the floor for everyone for 1 minute to introduce themselves and the organization they represent.
Okay. Hello, I'm Rand Hidayah. I'm actually with a company called 3D Mina. We are a hardware incubator and social innovation hub. And what we do is we take ideas and prototypes and bring them to production, as well as look for ways to commercialize and sell them. So that's who I am, and thank you for being here, and thank you for hosting this.
Hello, this is Ralph Saab. I'm the field engineer of National Instruments. So we are a multinational company based out of Texas, Austin, and we are present in the Arabic countries to encourage local innovations, local industries, so they can produce their own solutions. So we support R&D centers, we support small and medium enterprise, and we are happy to be with you today.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Nijad Al-Najdawi. I represent the Smart House Automation System. This project is built and run at Al-Balqa Applied University, and my team members at the back are there. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nasser Al-Badreen. I'm from Jordan. My company name is Smart Lifeguard. Actually, after my 5-year-old cousin died because of accidental drowning, I found that 372,000 people die because of accidental drowning annually. So I developed Smart Lifeguard, which is an intelligent device that prevents children from drowning without using any wearables or inputs or any human intervention. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nadine Ayad. I'm at Bitra University. I'm in my first year, and our project is the Smart Irrigation System. It will help you to irrigate your farm or plants from far away. You can be outside the country, and you will be able to irrigate your plants.
Hello, I'm Izzuddin, and we are from Petra University students. I'm with the Smart Irrigation System. Hello.
Okay, thank you very much, and welcome on board. And thank you again for being with us. Just to brief you very quickly on the setup, this is going to be more of an interactive session with your kind selves as the nice dragons today. So we will allow for every team representative to come out and give their description about their project and pitch their idea for 3 to 5 minutes at maximum. And then we will allow for specific Q&A, questions and answers in relation to this project if you want to learn more about it. And then after the end of the 4 pitches about the 4 projects, we will allow for voting from your side to decide which project you think would be the most feasible to be commercialized and would be the most fit to the market. So, and we really urge you to look into different criteria. When you look at each and every project, consider originality and consider problem-solving component, and also consider what is the market viability for each and every of these products. So we will start with this, and I have to emphasize that my colleague here, Ralph Saab from National Instruments, a major international player in the domain of electronics, is actually our field expert and commentator for today, who will help us also to give comments about certain projects and support you in triggering certain questions as you see fit. So we'll start with the presentations. Probably, I think we'll start with the ones with the presentations, with the irrigation system.
Hello, I'm Izzuddin, and we are Petra University students. And we're going to introduce our smart irrigation system, which is going to solve the largest environmental challenge here in Jordan, which is water waste. And that will be done by maximizing water conservation using smart technology. This smart technology will give the soil the exact amount of water that's needed, that will be based on the soil humidity. SIS is different from any other existing irrigation system because it's using Internet of Things technology that's controlling and monitoring your irrigation from anywhere in the world with real-time weather monitoring, all of this using smartphone application. SIS has many benefits, such as saving money because automated tasks don't need any transportation or manpower. Moreover, it's environmentally friendly and safe. And now, Nadine will continue to tell you about the features.
The user can choose between 2 tasks, the automatic task and the manual task. If the user chooses the automatic task, it will manage all the irrigation system automatically by irrigating in the proper time, sending requests, and receiving response. After doing that, it will notify the user. On the other hand, if the user switches to the manual task, it will allow the user to control all the system. The user can ask the system about sensors, network connectivity, and water consumption. Then it will respond by sending a report to the user and save it in the database in order to compare it with the older reports. Also, the system can send notification to the user to tell about the farm situation, such as requests, work done, and urgent cases. Also, the system can send requests to fire station for emergency cases, to weather station to know the weather, and to water company for tank refill. And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I guess before we jump to our next team, sorry Nasser, but we'll have to allow for a 2 minutes question if anyone has specific questions about this product in specific. Please. Sorry, I'll go for Ziad. Yes.
Very nice idea. I have a few questions. Are there any sensors that sense, for example, the humidity of the soil? And what automatic actions does it take? And number two, do you relate it with the weather that is connected, for example, to a weather station like Arabia Weather or others?
Thank you for your question. We have mobility sensors for the humidity. We have fire detection sensors, gas sensors, for the tank refill sensors that will know the level of water in the tank. Also, for the second point, we have connection to the Yahoo weather. So if it's raining, the irrigation will not give the soil the water because it's already raining. If it's not raining, it will see if the humidity percent is high, it won't irrigate. If it's not high, it will irrigate. Depends on some function that we wrote. Any other questions?
Please.
I guess this is one question that will be repeated for all panelists. How much of your system is, I mean, the components obviously are already off the shelf, but how much of your component has, been designed entirely within your team and put together and built within your team?
It's easy to apply it on the real environment. So
no, I mean the brain behind it, the algorithm, the artificial intelligence, the program, the software that runs it. I mean, this was entirely built by yourselves.
Sure, yeah,
okay.
sure.
Okay.
It wasn't hard.
Thank you.
Welcome. Any other questions?
Questions in the room? Okay, so we'll leave another room after all the pitches are concluded. So we'll move now to the next project, which is the Smart Lifeguard with Nasser. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Nasser Al-Badareen, and our project is Smart Lifeguard. So, I'm gonna start this with a personal story. Before only 1 year, my 5-year-old cousin used to swim in a swimming pool that we own, and she got drowned in it because of what we call accidental drowning. And when I searched about this, I found that accidental drowning caused 372,000 deaths worldwide annually. So, I thought of developing Smart Lifeguard. Smart Lifeguard is a system that prevents children from drowning without using any wearables or inputs or any human intervention. Smart Lifeguards can know if the body that is going to the pool is an adult, a child, or anything that non-living thing. So, once a child went to the pool in the wrong time, Smart Lifeguard detects him and sends a warning signal to a motor that is placed out of the pool. So once the motor turns on, it covers the top of the pool with a net that prevents the boy and from reaching already the pool. So we're not putting any electricity in the pool, we're using zero effort, and we're also not using any wearables or inputs or any human intervention. So what did we do after that? We finished our prototype, and I created a team They're made from experts, an engineer, a lawyer, and me. So we won many competitions, such as the Creative Business Cup. We were one of the top 45 projects in the worldwide, and also one of the top 15 projects in the MENA region, and won many local competitions, one of the top 10 projects in the IAN 2015, and also the Inter competition, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Nasser. So if you can just stay for a couple of minutes in case anyone has any question for your counsel.
Please.
Does anyone need any further explanation? Yes, Mr. Ahmed.
Sorry, you mentioned when there is wrong time, is there a time, there is a right time and a wrong time?
Yes. So
what is the wrong?
It's the wrong time is the time there is no one in the pool. There is no supervisor in the pool. Like he's going alone to the pool with no one in it. So he's going to get drowned in it. You know, in the dangerous time, in another meaning.
I thought that the system detects that there is nobody in the
It detects if there is anyone in the pool or there is no one in the pool. And depending on that, we know if the pool is empty, so he's going in a dangerous time. If the pool, you know, like his father or someone were in it, we're not going to send an alarm system because he's going to swim with him.
And what if the parents are sitting on the outside the pool? Also, it can detect.
Exactly. And that's why it sends an alarm in the two conditions, but it doesn't send a signal to the motor so it turns on. So the parents, if they were close to it, they will know that the boy is going. But if he's going to swim in it, they'll just turn it off and he's going to swim safely in it.
Great.
You're welcome.
I think he meant unsupervised time.
Unsupervised time, probably, yeah. Yes, please.
Now, you didn't explain how the system works. And you explained that, okay, what's the logic behind it, but how does it work? How does it detect? Does it use infrared, ultrasound?
Okay.
What's the method here?
It can know if it is a child or an adult using the height. So using lid lights, depending on how many lid lights he crosses, we know what is his height, the boy. So that's how we difference the boy from an adult. And a human from anything that non-living like a rock or a bowl or whatever, using temperature.
So you have temperature sensors and infrared.
No, it's a camera that can know the temperature of the body. So if it is a non-living thing, it won't be like a living thing that's going to it.
Mm-hmm. And how do you detect that there's a lifeguard on board or no?
Sorry, what?
Lifeguard. How do you know there's a lifeguard or no?
Why should I know if there is a lifeguard? I'm actually building a system that is fully automated. I don't want like humans to go and save the child. The system will save the child and prevent him from reaching already the pool without any user or help from human. The human will just know that the boy is waiting you in the pool, so you'll go to get him. Okay, a motor turns on. There's like ropes in the down of the pool. So when it turns on, those ropes like come together and create a net on the top of the pool. So it's not like a frame and goes up and down. Exactly.
If you may allow me.
Yes, please. You're our
please allow
field
me.
expert. Yes.
Yeah. I was double checking all the projects actually, and I'm very happy to see this kind of problem solving. And I really encourage you, whenever you have any positive feedback, to give it to our innovators, so we can also help them to also continue searching and solving more problems. So actually what he did is he put like a height meter to check on the gate the height of the humans or the bodies that they are entering to the pool. So depending on the height, he will deduct or he will guess what is the age or the size of the body that is going to the pool. And then it will trigger the system to say that is a person under danger or it's someone that he can help himself. Then for the detection of the temperature of the bodies, he was suggesting to install like thermal cameras. And by that, he will know that those are human bodies rather than any flying objects that might sink in the pool.
Thank you. We did the first prototype and it worked 100%, and we're now going to do our first product in the coming months.
Yeah. And actually, for anyone who didn't get to see these prototypes, you can get to see them back in the exhibition area. And you can get to see each and every prototype and how they function actually, which is pretty much interesting. So, thank you, Nasser.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay. So moving ahead, actually calling Dr. Nijad Najdawi for the smart house and the integration of security requirements.
طيب مساء الخير للجميع. أنا شايف الجميع ما شاء الله ممكن يكون ناطق باللغة العربية، لذلك ممكن إني أكسر الحاجز.
طبعا.
طيب كل الشكر. في بداية كل الشكر للعرب ادفايزرز، كل الشكر لبرنامج التنافسية على الفرص الرائعة اللي مش بس اليوم قدموها، اللي كانوا يقدموها منذ تقريبا 6 شهور واحنا على استمرار على التواصل معهم. حقيقة بديش أطول على الموضوع كثير، ندخل على مجال البروجكت اللي اشتغلنا عليه اللي هو في مجال الهوم اوتوميشن. الهوم اوتوميشن الآن أصبحت هي عبارة عن الترند الماشي عالميا. الهدف من الهوم اوتوميشن إن احنا نوفر في الانرجي اللي موجودة عندنا، نزيد من السكيورتي ليفلز اللي موجودة في بيوتنا، ونعزز من السيفتي ايشوز او سيفتي اسبيكتس اللي موجوده عندنا في بيوتنا. حاليا نقدر ننزل على السوق نشتري سيستم كامل متكامل للهوم اوتوميشن في مبلغ لا يتجاوز بضعا من مئات من الدنانير. نعمل البيت تبعنا نعمله لكجيريوس، نعزز من السكيورتي ليفلز اللي موجوده عندنا، بيصير البيت يتواصل معنا عن طريق الموبايل. اذا ناس دخل على البيت بودي لي مسج، بقدر اشوف انا مباشر، افتح الكاميرا سيستم الى اخره. احنا ما كان شغلنا هون، احنا كان شغلنا حقيقة في الجوانب التي لم يتم التطرق لها سابقا، وهي باختصار شديد هي الجوانب الخاصة في السيفتي. احنا في الأردن ما في عنا كدولة نامية، لسنا لغاية الآن من الدول المتقدمة، ما في عنا اللي هي البيلدينج والكونستراكشن كودز الأساسية اللي بنقدر نطبق عليها الرولز والريجوليشنز اللي موجودة. ففعليا عندنا خلل في موضوع معين اللي هو في موضوع وصول الغاز للبيت. الدول المتقدمة معظمها خط الغاز بوصل للبيت مباشرة، مشبوك على السنترال هيتنج اللي هو التدفئة المركزية، أو مشبوك بكون على الغاز نفسه إذا كان الفرن عبارة عن فرن بيشتغل على الغاز. احنا عندنا هون بنشتغل بعدنا على اسطوانه الغاز، مثل العديد من الدول اللي موجوده في الدنيا اللي هي بعدها بتستخدم اسطوانه الغاز كمصدر اساسي للتدفئه، او بتستخدمها كمصدر لتشغيل الفرن اللي موجود عاده في البيوت. المشكله احنا عندنا بصير في عشرات الحالات سنويا من الموت نتيجه للاختناق او نتيجه للحرق. ياما الاهل او الناس تركوا اسطوانه الغاز فاتحه، او بيجي الطفل بيلعب في الغاز بيفتح النوب اللي هو الكنترول نوب تبعه، عين الغاز بيفتحها، او بيصير في تيار هواء في البيت بيطفي الشعله، بضل الغاز يتسرب ما حدا بيكون منتبه له، البيت محكم الاغلاق، بيجي واحد بيفتح الضوء، السبارك اللي بتطلع بتعمل تفجير في البيت، اذا ما كانوا اللي موجودين اوريدي توفوا عن طريق الاختناق في غاز البوتان اللي موجود. فاحنا كان البروجكت تبعنا هون، هذه الفكره تبعته، ان كيف انا بامكاني احد من الوفيات اللي بتنتج عن الاختناق او الموت بالحريق اللي ممكن ينتج عن الغاز. لذلك اللي عملنا عباره عن سيستم بسيط جدا. السيستم هذا بنشبك على اسطوانه الغاز، بيجي عند بربيش الغاز بعديه مباشره. هذا السيستم اما بيسمح بمرور الغاز او بمنع مرور الغاز حتى لو انها الاسطوانه فاتحه. السيستم هذا راح يوقف مرور الغاز الا اذا انه كان في شخص مخول هو اللي يعمل على تشغيل الغاز. يعني احنا هيك باستخدام هذا السيستم الاطفال ما راح يكون بامكانهم انهم يفتح عين الغاز، او انه شخص يكون ناسيها لاسطوانه الغاز، لانه في له ريستركشنز كثير للسيستم اللي موجود عندنا. فقط الشخص المخول عن طريق باستخدام التكنولوجيا تبعت الRFID. الام او رب المنزل او ربة المنزل نفسهم بكون معاهم الRFID سواء الميداليه او الكرت، مباشره اول ما يعمل له سوايب بتصير عمليه الاشعال او الاطفاء على حسب حاجته. أنا بعرف إنه معظم الأجهزة اللي موجودة حاليا في البيوت اللي بيشتروها الناس، يعني الغاز اللي بيشتروه، فرن الغاز بيجي عليه لما نروح نشتريه بقول لك هذا الغاز مبلغه مثلا 300 دينار، ما في أي نوع من أنواع السيفتي، بمعنى إذا بتلف عين الغاز معناته الغاز راح يبلش يتدفق حتى لو إنه ما في شعلة. في أنواع منها بيجي هو الهاف سيفتي بسموه، اللي هو ما بتسرب الغاز إلا إذا بضغط العين الغاز وبلفها بعدين. الفول سيفتي اللي هو ما دام ما في شعلة معناته ما في غاز يتدفق. لكن للأسف الشديد الفول سيفتي اوفنز عادة بكون سعرها 3 أضعاف سعر الغاز الطبيعي، وإحنا في البيوت معظمنا أهالينا كلياتهم بيستخدموا الفرن الغاز العادي. لذلك نتمنى، كنت مبسوط اليوم إنه سمو الأميرة سمية طلبت إنه هذا المشروع إنه يسجل كبراءة اختراع، فإحنا حقيقة سررنا كتيم كامل اللي كان رأيها شخصي في هذا المشروع. وكل الشكر مرة ثانية لكم ولجميع المنظمين لهذا الحفل، يعطيكم العافية.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Doctor. No problem.
Questions?
Any questions?
لهالدرجة كنت واضح؟
Very clear. تفضلي.
How the system works? Okay. We have like a valve, what's called a valve. It's a gas valve that's attached to the gas cylinder, and the valve is controlled. To switch it on or off is controlled by RFID card. So the system is attached to a smart system that can allow the valve to switch on or off. That's it. يعني بكل بساطة بس السيستم بيمنع أو بيسمح بمرور الغاز فقط من قبل الشخص المحول، هو المخول اللي بيملك السوايب كارد تبعته الRFID. هو حقيقة السيستم هيو كامل موجود برا، أسطوانة الغاز جايبينها والفرن معانا، فكله موجود برا للي حابب نشوفه. أي أسئلة ممكن كان في هون؟
اختراع بنفس الوقت، يعني نحن اللي بنسمع عنه عادة عندنا بالأردن الحالات الاختناق اللي بتصير اللي هو اختناق من غاز أول أكسيد الكربون.
نعم.
اللي هو مش ناتج عن
نعم.
عن احتراق، بينما ناتج إنه الناس بيشغلوا الأسطوانة وبنسوق، بيشغلوا الغاز تحديدا أو الكاز وبنسوق.
نعم.
فيعني الاقتراح والسؤال هو هل يمكن تطبيق نفس التكنولوجيا هاي لحل هاي المشكلة؟
نعم، احنا المشروع انا اللي حكيت عنه هي الفكره المبسطه، الفكره الاساسيه في المشروع. بالنسبه للاحتراق اللي ناتج عن صوبات الكاز او الصوبات العاديه اللي هي اول اكسيد الكربون وثاني اكسيد الكربون والعديد من الغازات السامه اللي بتنبعث من الاحتراق، موجود في له سنسورز. السنسورز هاي مبنيه اوريدي عندنا على الموديول اللي موجود بروتوتايب. البروتوتايب اللي احنا مصممينه بالشكل التالي: اول ما نسبه اول اكسيد الكربون او ثاني اكسيد الكربون تتجاوز الليفل المسموح فيه مباشرة في عنا شفاط اللي هو بكون عادة موجود في المكان اللي موجودين فيه، بيشتغل بعمل سكشن لكل الهواء الداخلي، بيطلعه لبرا، بودي مسجات للناس اللي موجودين في البيت على الموبايل SMS مسجز، أو برن على emergency numbers already مخزنة عنا. فهي كان حلها بطريقة أخرى، بس ما ركزنا كثير عليها لأنه هذا الإشي already موجود. احنا كان تركيزنا على النوفلتي في هذا المشروع. كان في سؤال هنا ما بعرف إذا إنه بعده أو راح خلاص.
Other questions?
أوكي، في سؤال هنا.
يعطيك العافية.
الله يعافيك.
السؤال عن حجم الجهاز، لأنه إذا كان حجمه كبير ممكن يركب على الغاز العادي، بس هل بيركب على مدفأة الغاز؟ لأنه بتعرف تيجي الجرة جوا مدفأة الغاز والحجم كتير بسيط، وممكن ما يسمح بجهاز كبير ينحط على الجرة بحيث إنه تقدر تركبه. هل الحجم بيسمح يتركب على جرات الغاز اللي على الغاز ستوفز؟
أوكي، الحجم تبعه لا يتجاوز حجم سعة الغاز، حجم الفالف، حجم سعة الغاز. إحنا البروتوتايب اللي احنا عاملينه الحجم الفالف نفسه هو عبارة عن 5 سنتي في 5 سنتي في 2 سنتي، هذا حجم الفالف الأساسي. السيستم اللي عندنا بإمكانه ينحط في بلاك بوكس، حجم البلاك بوكس كله ما بيتجاوز 10 في 5 في 2 سنتيمتر مكعب حجم البوكس، فهو ابليكابل انه اصلا نحط في صبات الغاز اللي هي موجوده عندنا في البيوت. هاي من الناحيه الاولى. الناحيه الثانيه هذا البروتوتايب، تعرف دائما البروتوتايب يعني حجما بكون بيختلف عن لما اروح على الشركه واحكي لهم صمموا لي الآن السيستم كامل. هم راح يعملون على تصميم بلاك بوكس كلياته حجمه بسيط جدا، بيجي عندي ما بين بربيش الغاز وما بين الساعة مباشرة، تيجي مثل بلاج بسيطة بس أحطها بيناتهم. هاي هي. Any other question? Okay, كل شكر، الله يعطيك العافية.
Excellent, thank you. Any input from our commentator? Excellent. So we'll move to Nadine. Nadine presenting the RAND, sorry. So RAND for the climate control system.
Good afternoon. I'm Rand, I'm with 3D MENA, and I'm presenting the climate control system here. The climate control system is essentially a mini greenhouse. Think about it like that. We have a moisture sensor, a temperature and humidity sensor, as well as a photo resistor, which senses light. And the object of this climate control system is to control the climate in order to allow a plant to sprout and grow using optimal conditions of water delivery, temperature, and modulating temperature and light delivery for each plant. This is all controlled by a controller, which can be linked to an app on your phone, so that you can tell the climate control system what plant exactly is in it. And so it can modulate and control the conditions based on what you're planting, from raspberries to potatoes. This function was inspired and developed for the reason that agriculture in Jordan does need a lot of work, does need a lot of help, especially in terms of growing things that don't natively grow here. And especially for these three following cases. The first case is as a novelty or luxury product to, well, grow luxury fruits and vegetables in your home, or for anyone who wishes to use the climate control system for that functionality. The second is perhaps for medicinal plants and vegetables that don't really grow here and require some long-term logistics to enter the country. And the third was the very first inspiration for this system, which is that refugee camps generally tend to not get very nutritious food into the camps themselves. What they do eat in refugee camps are a variation of wheat crackers or carbohydrate-enriched crackers, which don't have necessary vitamins or other food nutrition, which helps people's quality of life. And the climate control system was developed with that in mind, to ship off and deploy into these refugee camps to allow refugees to grow vegetables and fruits with more nutritional value, such as carrots, potatoes. This could help them improve their quality of life through giving them adequate nutrition, as well as possibly become a second source of income for families and groups that adopt our climate control system. And we hope to subsidize the ones within the refugee camps through the commercialization and selling of the higher end, more luxury and novelty product version of this climate control system. Thank you, and I'm ready to take any and all questions.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Rand. Questions? Yes, Faisal, please.
The prototype, sorry, the prototype that we saw outside, I mean, it looks pretty much self-contained. Is that how the end product should look like? I mean, is this something that could be put on the back of a truck and transported from one place to another? Does it have energy built into it? Does it need to be connected to any other network?
Yes, so the idea is to have that end product self-contained. There will be a closed-loop water system, a closed-loop spraying. Sensors are all closed-loop. Venting in and out will be closed-loop, well, open-loop, but there will be fans and stuff. And energy, we do have two options, solar or electricity off the wall. And we can easily, it's pretty modular in terms of its energy delivery options. So either option could work. You'd just have an add-on.
Okay, questions? Then excellent.
All right, thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you, Ed. So I have just to stress that the innovators today and the projects were actually hand-selected among tens others, and I have to say that we have a good sufficient pool of talent trying to focus on the domain of electronics and hardware, which is also in the core of the technology transformation towards the Internet of Things. And these are only a great sample of how, what is the talent we are seeking and what are the type of ideas that we can implement in real life. I would call for the intervention of our commentator and expert, Mr. Ralph, to tell us more about from your what you've seen from the projects and your experience and exposure on different technologies and the different prototypes that you've assessed yourselves. How much you think that this is very much related to real life needs and real life issues?
Thank you, Mais, for this important question. First of all, I would like to invite you, all of you, then whenever you are evaluating these projects, to bear in mind the IP, the intellectual property, and the problem that these innovators they are trying to solve. Because maybe the prototype is not the perfect one, not maybe, for sure it's not the perfect one. However, we're gonna start with a starting point. Now with the help of Mais, JCP, USAID, and all the other organizations, maybe next year it's gonna be looking much more better as a final product, hopefully with the help of the contributor to this initiative. However, we feel like these people are really feeling the sufferness and the pain of the society, and they are trying to really solve the problems. And this is really the main purpose of an engineer, to do problem solving. So what we are witnessing today is youth, upcoming generation of problem solving for the local problems of the society. So we are no longer only looking to solve the big challenges of Europe, of the United States, of Australia, because they have so many people that they can solve their problems. But our problems, we need these people to solve it for them, for us. And whenever we are having any positive feedback, we would like to hear it from you, and this is really a very good time for us to be foreseeing how would look like the project of next year. If any improvement, and for sure there is lots of improvement that is still missing to do for these projects that you are seeing today. But your good positive feedback also is very appreciated.
So I'll stick with you, and I'll have another question, because you currently work with National Instruments, and as far as we know, that they lead a number of programs worldwide, and especially in developing countries, trying to actually work on similar projects, but work it from idea, prototype to commercialization. So tell us, what is the optimal way to take these projects actually to commercialization? What is the next step? What needs to be done? How does the ecosystem look like?
Okay, very good question, Mais. Thank you for it. So I'm wearing today two hats. The first one as district manager for National Instruments, and the second hat is for Planet NI program. So Planet NI program, it's a program within National Instruments that support small and medium enterprise innovators that they have very good ideas and brilliant ideas to solve the local problems of the industry and of the society. So with this program, we give like basically free training, free softwares, and very high, heavily discount price on the hardware. So we'll be able to give a good final product that would satisfy the need and the requirements of the market. So we had one of the questions before, would your system look a little bit bulky? How would your system look like if I'm gonna put it into my heater? So these prototypes that you saw today, they might look a little bit bulky, but for sure the final product must be looking in a way to be commercialized at a very low cost and made in Jordan. And from now on, we will be witnessing that product made in Jordan, solving the local Jordanian market problems, is something that we would consider.
Excellent. And moving again to our innovators, and this is all before we do the voting, so keep the voting in mind and how you would rank these projects. So again, for our young entrepreneurs and innovators, I want to hear from your experience, because you have the hands-on, you've developed your prototypes from scratch, and we've heard some of the stories actually outside on some people trying to create more aggressive prototypes using different new technologies. But unfortunately, one of the main hurdles remains is that some of the technologies, high-tech technologies, are not allowed to enter the country easily because of custom issues and security issues and many other stuff. So even this is being developed with what's in hand in the markets. So how we can help you actually advance your prototype? How you can think about ideas for other fellow innovators to scale more prototypes and develop more ideas. So tell us from your own experience, and what do you think? This is open to all of you.
To select the problem, you need the customer feedback. So when a customer finds a problem, he will tell us, and we will solve it. We will find it and we will solve it. So that's how it's done.
So
find
testing
the problem.
platforms. You're talking about having flexible testing platforms.
No,
and engagement of customers and industry to support you in testing your prototype.
Yeah. So if we selected the problem, we will find a solve for it, and we will find the available platforms to.
Yeah. Okay.
يعني شو نحكي إنه نطبق عليها.
Yes. Okay. Excellent. And what are your views on this? Yes, please.
So it's all about like selecting the right problem that, like you know, the need of the customers. So if you find like a problem that you know, like it's connected to people's lives or safety or anything like that, that is you know, like mostly people like this stuff because they care about themselves. So if you create it, you know, find a problem that people needs it, you'll find a solution for it, you'll work for it, and you'll try to, you know, like make a research, know all the, like, there's absolutely solutions for it, but they are not like the final ones. So you'll, like what I did, I looked like at all those swimming pool safety systems. I, you know, used a paper, I wrote their positives, negatives, and I created like a system that has their negatives as positives. So that's a way to start.
And who's helping you? Who are you engaging from industry as experts and people who've done it before? Who's helping you? Who's mentoring you?
So as like looking at systems that already exist, I can like use the internet or stuff. But to know if I'm like using the right way to have this negative as a positive, I used to act like expert in the field as engineers or as people who works in the business or, you know, stuff like that.
Okay. Yes, Doctor.
Yeah, I think it's in addition to the governmental responsibilities about this issue, it's the responsibility of the big companies to put more money towards the R&D, to seek for the inventors, and I mean to just to put the platform, the suitable platform for the young people to start with their brilliant ideas.
Yeah, and I will take an advantage because you're a professor at a university and coming from an academia. How much do you think that the academic institutions and universities actually support such innovation and intellectual property?
Yeah, there is always a support from the universities. I'm talking about my universities. We had all the support from the administration. We got the laboratories, the equipments, the machines, and also we received a big fund from برنامج التنافسية for the embedded system design and systems architecture and everything related to it. So yeah, there's always there's always a what we call it like a support from the people around. But the problem is just to get to ask for the right thing that you want. I mean, just ask for it, and I'm sure you will find someone to support you or to fund you.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a complete ecosystem. Yeah.
True. Okay. Does anyone else have any addition?
So, in terms of the environment, especially in Jordan, for developing and
Innovating,
especially for hardware, there is a sense of, well, especially being from the commercial sector, that there needs to be some awareness within the government. There needs to be a higher priority on sort of hiring people with technical awareness that can communicate technical awareness to the regulatory bodies. And I don't mean that the current bodies aren't trying to do their utmost best in terms of security and getting high tech in, but there is something missing there. And also, it is very easy to get funding for something just starting up or funding for something that's already huge. In the middle, there is sort of a vacuum of accelerators or incubators and bigger companies that are interested in giving funding to mid-level companies, which is in fact a vacuum a lot of places in the Middle East.
And you're talking in specific when it comes to the electronics and hardware industry.
Electronics
it's
and
pretty
hardware
new
industry,
and there's no enough experience yet.
Yes, and people are afraid of putting in the capital because hardware requires capital.
Yes, it
and requires manufacturing.
Bigger amount of capital, 100%. So before we conclude, there is only one question that I will open to all of you, and I will start with our field expert, actually. And I'm not sure if any of you were part of the first panel that was about digital economy. You've all read about IoT, Internet of Things, and you come from that background as a field expert. And we've seen what was discussed in the first panel, talking about what does it take to move towards digital economy, and how is IoT integrated as part of that, and what does it mean? So nowadays, technologies has an effect not only in creating businesses, but in changing business models, changing economies and industries. So what is the cost of inaction and not doing anything and not riding the wave of IoT properly as a country, as Jordan and other countries, in your opinion, coming from as a part of an international player? What is the cost of being left behind?
So actually we are in the right time. Sometimes it's good to be late. Believe it or not, sometimes it's good to arrive late. Some people maybe they say it's a curse to arrive late, but we are lucky that we still have some room to play. And by seeing today these kind of initiatives and IPs, I am very optimistic that there are people feeling the pain of the local society. And let's start solving the local problem of our building, of our street, of our village, of our city, then of our country. We cannot all the time blame our government, our country, and whatever. So sometimes we need to sit down every night and blame ourselves, how we can ourselves as problem solving, solve our local problems. So starting with these intellectual properties and nice ideas by really taking care of the human life. Some other people before in the previous session, they were talking about telemedicine. Do you know how many people they die because they got heart attack on the road or when they are at work or anywhere? So whatever it's remaining, and you will be witnessing in 2016, 2017, you will be seeing all your electrical appliances at home all connected to the Internet of Things. Like your fridge. There is a smart fridge today that can tell you how many liters of milk do you have, how many egg, or whatever. So you will predict, like we are doing predictive maintenance for a factory, there is predictive shopping list from whenever you are doing your shopping at any of the big magazines. So there is still a lot of things to be done.
Yes.
It's a very good starting point,
Yeah.
but we have to continue and to accelerate.
Yes.
And we hope that our speed of acceleration will be able to catch up the trend and will be able to position Jordan with the new technology availability to be able to compete at an international level.
Excellent. We have less than a minute if anyone wants to comment on this. And to move to the voting next. So if you have one last comment, please.
One last comment about the IoT. I think it's the big tsunami coming in the next couple of years or next few years coming. So it's either we ride the wave or ride on the top of it, or we will be left behind.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is a great chance for all the developing countries to move toward being a developed country, fast and quick in order to cut the time.
Yes.
So yeah, this is what I want.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and thank you again. And now to the last part of our panel. We have one last voting to be done based on the pitches that you've heard from each and everyone. Let me remind you about the projects. The first project was about smart irrigation, and the second project was about the smart lifeguard. And the other one was about smart houses and security requirements. And the last but not least is the one about climate control. So again, based on your opinion, out of originality, problem-solving component, and market viability, which one you would give the highest rank, or would you actually choose? So you have 1 minute, 30 seconds actually, probably, right? Yeah. So they started counting here, the box, blue box on the corner. You can choose which project is your favorite from your own opinion and experience. You're the industry expert, so you would tell us which has the market viability. You can actually vote 3 times. So you, yourself, and I. Okay. So, well, actually we have some close answers. So the first one is the smart house system. And it seems to be, in most of the people's opinion, to rank the highest in terms of market viability, followed by the irrigation system that can fit into the smart house idea, and then the smart lifeguard. So climate control system, probably not everyone believes in agriculture anymore, but it has definitely uses in much other places, if not Jordan. It's a, yeah. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. It was a nice session. And it was new faces that we are introducing. Thank you very much, our participants.